Hello, this is Frida. Welcome to my channel. For today's tutorial, I am going to be showing you how to knit this lovely leg warmer slash knee warmer that I have knit for a customer last year. And it looks like her caretaker washed it and it shrunk, so she can no longer wear them. So I am going to knit the same one that I have knit her last year. And you can use any yarn you want for this tutorial, and I will give you the measurements that I am going to be knitting. And if you want to knit a leg warmer, you're welcome to do it, but I would advise you to use smaller needles, because for this tutorial I'm using bigger needles. So let's get started on how to knit this lovely leg warmer. I'm calling this the Leafy, the leaves. Actually, it's for her knees that I have knit these, and they're about 12, just over 12 inches height. And from the bottom, it is about 14 and a half around in circumference, or when you around, and I increased it. Well, I went to a bigger needles as well, and I finished it just over 20 inches, 22 inches around up here. I went ahead and I have knit the same. I thought that I did a tutorial on how to knit this leg warmer last year, but it looks like I have missed it. I was very busy last year compared to this year, so I said to myself, let me do the tutorial. And this time I'm not going to do the crochet on the top, because she wants it looser than the one before. And the yarn that I'm using, 2 balls of this yarn, I'm making them 2 strand, and I for this one leg warmer I used exactly these 2 balls. So you need at least 4 of this to knit a pair. And this is ice yarn that I bought. And then the yarn is Komodo alpaca. I bought the last 2, so they're I think sold out. But you can put your email, and then you will get an email notification if they have more. So it's 20% alpaca, 50% wool, and 30% acrylic. But it feels like merino, soft, super soft merino wool. So it is super soft. So the way that she told me that her caretaker washed it and it shrinks. So because of the wool, it's a very good quality yarn, and I would highly recommend this type of yarn. And it says it is a 4-weight, but it's more like a 3-weight for me. That's why I did 2 strands when I knitted it. Okay, so it is sewed up, so we're knitting them flat, and I did the mattress sewing here. And then it does stretch a lot, just to show you. So it does stretch. But if you want to knit for yourself as a leg warmer, I would advise you to start with small needles. For this purpose, I'm going to be starting with this needle, because these are over 10 years old. I don't know what size they are. So this is how I know what size they are. I poke it here. So this is like a 5.5 millimeter. So knitting needle sizes, it's a 9. And then after I knit the knit 2 purl, the ribbing, I move to a bigger needle, and I do some increases, but I will show you. So I move to this, and this is a 6.5. So that helps. Okay, so what you can do is you can cast on a total of 70 stitches to start this leg warmer. And I will come back to start the leg warmer. I do have tutorials. I have several different ways how to cast on, but mine is I'll show you if you want. And let me just remove these labels, and I'll be right back. Okay, I just want to point out I do not have a written pattern, and I just took notes while I was knitting this one. So if you want to take notes like I do, like a leaf, you can write down Leafy leg warmer and then write down the needles that you're using and how many stitches that you're going to be like write notes instead of asking me patterns, because I do not have a written pattern, and to write a written pattern it has to be professional, and I don't have the time. I'm sorry. I've been getting these messages like, do you have a written pattern? Can you email me a written pattern? Like, okay. Even to tape this, it's taking time consuming to tape videos, and it's not easy. I'm thinking you guys are thinking it's easy, but it's not. And I just love to share what I'm doing with you guys. And yeah, I'm going beyond and beyond to create this video, and I hope it is appreciated. But I do not have a written pattern. Like I said, you can write it, take notes. And for my nail, I did the yarn dyeing, and this is why it was just purple, but now it's fading, because I love to wash dishes with my hand, and it did come out. But if you see, it's not dirt, it's just the paint. I do apologize for that. Okay, so this is how I cast on. This is one of my favorite that I do. I've been doing this 30 years. Well, no, when my son was born, a Romanian lady showed me how to cast on. So that's how I started, and I go like this. And I do have a tutorial. If you can go into my videos and then type cast on, and then I go like this. So it goes 2, 2, 2, 4, 6, like this. Or just, you can do whichever you're feeling comfortable. I just love how it creates this edge, and it's very stretchy. That's what I like about it. So cast on total of 7, and then I will be right back. Okay, so I have cast on total of 70 stitches, and what I'm going to do is, I usually don't knit the first, and I did get a comment why I'm not knitting, because I don't knit it. It gives you that nice line on the edge, but it doesn't matter because you sew it up anyways. But if you want to knit it, you are welcome to, but I don't. So 2 knit stitches, and then 2 purl yarn on the front, just like this, and then 2 knit, and then 2 purl. So I'm going to let you crochet like this all the way to the end, and when you're on the front row, you do the opposite what you see. And then we're going to do total of 20 row, like 20 when you count them. It's 20. You count, so you count 1, 2, 3, like 20 row. You knit 1 purl on the back as well, just like this. And then when we come to this, I will meet you up, and then we're going to do 3 increases, I believe. Yeah, we do 3 increases, and then I go to a bigger needle, and then we start knitting. So I put a leaf pattern here, and the rest are knit, purl, same as here. So I just continue knitting all the way to the up, knit, purl, knit, purl. I just put a leaf pattern, leaf here. Okay, so I'll come back to show you how to start the leaves. I knit the first row. Now I'm starting the second row, so what I see is what I knit. I knit on knit stitches, I purl on purl stitches. Then you continue knitting like this So this is the second row, so 18 more rows you knit, and then we start the leaf. Okay, it's very nice and soft. While I was knitting, if you, like I said, if you want to knit smaller, just measure it how big you want it between your leg or your knee, and then, like I said, this the knit purl, it does stretch, so you don't have to worry about it. Or you can tie it, you know, just with a safety pin. You can just go back and forth, and then you can tie it if it's too loose. So I will let you knit a total of 20 rows, and I'll be back. I have knit about 20 rows, and now here's the middle. So I marked it. So where I marked it, I am going to start the leaf here, and I just saw that a little bit I did not knit. I will fix that, and I will show you how to fix it. It happens because these yarns that we knit or crochet, they have these can you look at them? Like they have, see, this is 3 ply on this strand of yarn when you look at it. So when you're knitting or when you're crocheting, you miss this part, which that's what's hanging. So I will fix that. Just want to point that out. So that's a trick that I can show you, and probably you know how to do it as well. Okay, so I'm going to do an increase here. To do my increase, what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab it from here and then knit 1 stitch. So I made 1 stitch, and I'm just going to knit this regularly, and I am going to knit 2 purl all the way. I'll just count and I'll show you. So what I did is I did 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Can you see that? So I'm going to start the stitch here. So 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. So I'm going to knit all the way here, and then we'll go from there. So I'm just gonna knit 2, purl 2, knit 2, purl 2. I really like this yarn. I'm sure Ice Yarn will have more in stock. I try so many different yarns. Okay, so 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, and so 4 more stitches. Oh, did I count? No, I can't remember. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Okay, so from here what we're going to do is we're going to go slip this one, and I'm going to put it back, but like this. So I am going to try to slant it towards this way to create the leaf. So I'm going to be knitting just a regular knit. Okay. And before I do that, what I'm going to do is I am going to knit these 2 together, just like this, from left to right, and then pull, and then you will see that it's slanting towards that. Okay, now I'm going to knit 1, yarn over, and then I'm going to increase here just like this. Oh, sorry, here. Oh, I was going to fix this one. Let me just fix it. So it's like 2 rows. I did not grab it, so I just grabbed that, the one that was poking out. So I'm just gonna knit just like this, yarn over, and then grab the other one, yarn over, and then I save that. See, it's nice and smooth now. Okay, so I was gonna do an increase here. To do the increase, I grab it from here, and I knit one, and I knit the regular. So we did an increase. Okay, so from here, what we're going to do is we're going to do knit, purl, all the way to the end. And when you're knitting the back, you knit what you see. So you knit stitch, you purl the purl stitch, and what you see is what you do, purl stitches. And when you're knitting the yarn over, did I miss the yarn over? Oh, I did miss it. My goodness. The reason we're making the yarn over to create the leaf, and plus we did the decrease on those 2 spots together. So we're making up when we're doing the yarn over. Okay, that's really weird. I didn't do a yarn over. I thought I did. Huh. It happens. Okay. It's yarn over. Okay. Okay, yarn over, knit one, yarn over, and then do the increase, just like this. Okay, so like I said, we're just gonna knit what we see, and then don't forget to do your increase. I will come to show you to do the increase here. And what we're going to do is, when we're knitting, because we're going up, right? This is your, like when you look at your leg, it gets bigger and bigger when you go up. So we're going to be increasing every other row. So just to show you how it looks like, we do the increase every other row. Okay, so I'll meet you at the end and I will show you the increase on the last stitches. I also forgot to mention we changed the needle to a bigger when we started at the beginning. So I'm almost finished, so I just wanted to point that out. Okay, so what we're going to do is, I can show you 2 ways. After a purl stitch, we do the knit, but when we increase, we have to do a purl stitch. So you can either do that, or you can go like this, and then do the increase like this, and this looks like a purl stitch, but we still have time to do that. Like I want to have this to be a knit stitch, just a regular knit stitch, and the next time, every other row when we're increasing, we will increase it the way that I showed you. So then it will be 2 knit and then 2 purl. Just to show you a trick. Okay, so I will let you crochet, and I will meet you back when we're doing the leaf area. So I'm just going to let you crochet the 2 knit 2 purl all the way, but this row you don't have to do any increase. So I will meet you back where we started the leaf, where we did the decrease. Remember, we slant the 2 stitches this way. So we will continue doing that. But on this row, you just knit what you see. You don't do anything on the wrong side. So I will meet you where the leaf area is, here is. Okay, I'll be right back. Okay, so I'm back. Now we're going to slant these again. Then knit 2 together, so it's towards left, and then knit until you come to the edge of the leaf. And then here, well, this is, we're creating the pointy part of the leaf, because this one we're creating the leaf, so we're like around this area, and then we start another leaf here. It's years ago I used to have this knitting machine. I think I bought it from Woodward's years ago. Oh, it was old. Well, I haven't used it, so I made some leg warmers from that leaf, the leaf stitch, the early 2000s. But I sold it because I moved a couple of times, and then I ended up knitting by hand, that same pattern that I created. Okay, so I create this, I knit two together, and then I'm going to knit this one, and I'm going to do a yarn over and knit, yarn over, and we don't do anything here, so we just do the knitting, just the regular knitting. So we're knitting this part, and then you will see automatically this, because of the increase here, yarn over, the leaf gives you that nice look. So we're going to repeat this about 5 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then we start creating a leaf here, and then we start closing the leaf as we're doing it here. So this is all to it. It's very easy and very simple. So I will show you when I come back, and you will notice that here your stitches are getting, you'll have more stitches because of the yarn overs, and you will have more stitches here. And here it's going to get smaller because we're doing the decrease. Okay, so I'm going to knit, and then when I come back here, I'm going to do a increase, I'm sorry, because we do every other row. Yeah, and then I will do it. I'll show you a trick how to do a purl stitch, how it looks like. Well, I showed you over there, but I will show you again here, because now we have 2 knit stitches, and then I'm going to create purl stitches. So I will meet you back here to show you that. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to knit this stitch to do that ink. Oops. Okay, and then I'm going to go like this, and then grab it, and this is how I do my increase. As you can see now, this looks like a purl. So that's how we're going to be changing every 2 stitches. Knit 2, knit purl 2. So I'm just going to continue knitting all the way in the middle, just like this, till I reach knit purl, knit 2, purl 2, knit 2, purl 2. Okay, so I'm going to do my decrease here. Can go like this, and then slanted. 2, 3. Then I'm going to knit these 2 together, so it slants towards that. So this is going to be the 3rd. Yarn over, knit 1, yarn over, and I continue knitting. And I will show you how to do the increase at the end as well. And I will let you do the knit 2, knit purl. Okay, so I'm at the end. I did my 2 purl. I'm going to knit, and then I'm going to do my increase, but from the back I grab it and I create a purl. version. Okay, so I'm going to do the same as to, see, it looks like a purl, but actually it's a knit. So I'm going to do a knit and then do purl. Okay, so I will let you crochet, and I will meet you back again here at where the leaves are to create the leaves. Way back here. Okay, so I'm at back where we do the leaves. Okay, I slip the two and I knit. As I'm showing, two ways to make this slanting towards the left. Either you can do it that way, or I'll show it next time again. Okay, and then I knit these two together just like this. Okay, we have 2 stitches left, and then I knit. So we did 3, and now we're doing the 4th. Yarn over, and then we continue knitting. Okay, so I will meet you back again while we're going to finish up the leaf right here. We're going to finish it up, and we're going to start the next well, not right away, but yeah, we will create that V and then make a foundation for the next V. Okay, so I will meet you back here again. Okay, so I am at the last. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to knit this 2 together to create that point. And I'm just going to knit the rest. Yeah, so this would be the 5th. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So the 5th, yarn over, knit 1, yarn over, knit 1. And then don't forget to do your increase. So we did our increase here. Every other row we do our increase. And then this is how you knit leg warmer with the leaves on them. And then I just do the regular knit. Okay, and I will come back to show you how to create the leaf here, and then we will start doing the decrease. So we're going to be doing what we did here, here, and then here, what we did here. We're going to do the same here. So it's going to be reversed. And then, yeah, you don't forget to do your increase here. You just do your regular increase. I showed you 2 ways. And then I will meet you back here. Okay, so we're back here again at the middle, and we're going to do our increase. I'm going to do a yarn over, knit 1, yarn over, and then what I'm going to do here is I'm going to do the decrease, but before I do that, I'm just looking at it. I forgot to do something. I'll be right back. Sorry about that. Okay, here we're going to do the decrease. Remember, we did the slanting, so now we're going to pick up from here. So remember there were 2 knit stitches, and that's where we're going to start here, not in the middle of this pointy part. So I'm going to do a yarn over, knit 1, yarn over, and then if I do it this way, see, it will slant to right, but I want to slant it towards to the left side. So I'm going to move these, then knit 2 together. And this way it's going to be slanting this way. And then I'm going to just regularly knit these. Looks like a lot of stitches, doesn't it? Okay, so I'm going to knit these 2 together, and it will slant towards your right, just like this. Okay, so we're going to continue doing this. until the 5th, and then we're going to decrease the leaves here. So we're going to repeat what we did here all the way here, just to show it to you. And then we'll continue increasing up to, about a total of 18 stitches. So we started with 70, remember? So with the total of 18 stitches, and then we did an increase, remember, 1 stitch here, 1 stitch here, and 1 stitch in the middle. That's included as well. So you should have a total of 88 stitches on your needle when we finish up here. And then you will notice that your yarn is almost finishing, and then you just finish with how many yarn you have left. I think I did 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 13 rows of knit, purl, and I just bind off, and then as you can see, it is stretchy. So I just wanted to share you this tutorial. It's very easy and simple. It's just the steps that you create the leaf, and then you go from there, and then you increase here. It's very easy. You can even make fingerless sleeves up to your elbow. Yeah, you can even make sleeves like that. It's very nice. And then if you use a thinner yarn, you can make a couple of leaves like this. Yeah, let me just show you the leg warmer. I sold them all out. It's like I have nothing left. Let me just show it to you. Okay, here's a picture that I took. Yeah, I made them with the knitting machine. So this is how it looks like with the knitting machine, but when you knit it with the thin yarn, like a DK or a lace yarn, it will give you this effect. It's the same pattern that I have used. Here's another picture just to give you, this is how you create this. This look, 2 knit, 2 purl, and it gives you this effect. So I just wanted to share you what I've been up to, and just wanted to make this tutorial. It's good for me because then I can go back and refer this to my own if I need to knit more, and then I can refer it, and then I just check how many stitches I have cast on, and then it helps a lot. So I hope you liked this tutorial. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, please do subscribe, share it with your family and friends, and happy knitting! Merry Christmas! Happy holidays!